I just passed a sign that said, "Caution, caribou migration in progress." I'm gonna pee my pants if I see a caribou. Good morning, everybody. I've already been recording quite a lot this morning, but this is the first recording you're gonna see because I had to change my little mini SD card, those little teeny tiny things. And when I went to take it out, it just popped out and it is somewhere under my seat. And I made an effort to try to find it, but it's gone. I'm gonna have to probably unbolt the seat to get to find it. So that's not happening this morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, new people. This is sometimes how my days go. And we are in British Columbia. We are in a nice little woodsy spot, not too terribly far outside of Jasper. And it's just a random spot in the woods. And we are headed kind of back toward Jasper and then north in the direction of Grand Prairie. And yeah, that's what's going on. Here's Fluffy Dog this morning. He's pretty sedate because he's on pain medications right now, because he's an old guy and threw out his back. He does that now and again. And so he is on pain meds and exercise restriction, so we're not doing much. Today we're driving. What else is going on? I don't know what else is going on. Losing my SD card kind of put me off my groove. I mean, it's not lost forever, but it's gonna be not fun to retrieve. But here's our camp spot. Beautiful mountain views. And the Jeep. And there's a river down there. I think there's a river down there. We're gonna drive down there. There's also a train down there, which wasn't a big deal. Trains don't bother me very much. Like I can sleep through a train. Apparently I should have driven around the corner because this would have been my campsite. Mountains all around. I was tired yesterday by the time I got to camp and was like, here's the spot. And that was a camp spot, but literally like 30 yards further, which I couldn't see through the woods, there's a much better one. Oh well. I know that's gonna be hard to tell on the GoPro, but those mountains are pretty awesome looking. I can't believe I literally didn't get that campsite, that lovely, lovely campsite, because I was like, yeah, that's far enough. Oh well. Just up the road from where we were camped, there's a rest area. And by the way, British Columbia has like the best rest areas, but this is the Mount Terry Fox rest area. And let me see if I can get the mountain in view. So that mountain right there is named after Terry Fox, who was a Canadian who had bone cancer and had his leg amputated, and after that started a run across Canada raising money for bone cancer research, or cancer research in general. I don't know the fine details. He raised money for cancer research and ran the equivalent of a marathon every day for 143 days until he reached Thunder Bay. Unfortunately, he had to stop his run at Thunder Bay because his cancer had spread to his lungs, and he very shortly thereafter died. But I mean, it's a tragic story, but an amazing story as well. Triumph over adversity kind of thing. And yeah, that mountain is Terry Fox's mountain. Look at this view coming up. I didn't see this yesterday because I was going the opposite direction, but it's pretty impressive, I think. The Canadian Rockies are different than the Rockies in the US. They're kind of all in a boom, straight line, unbroken mountains for miles and miles and miles and miles. Whereas, at least in Colorado and Wyoming, the Rocky Mountains are kind of broken up into different sections. They also appear to be mostly sedimentary rock instead of igneous and metamorphic rock. So like the Rocky Mountains in the US are granite and gneiss and not so much sedimentary rock. I mean, there is some here and there, and I'm sure there's some igneous and metamorphic rock here, but much more sedimentary. You get these sedimentary banding on all the mountains that can make some very impressive jagged mountains. Another difference is that Canadian Rockies were actually shaped by glaciers, and that makes a very different mountains than the mountains in Colorado, which were mostly shaped by rivers. Do not take any of my information as any kind of geology gospel, because this is just stuff I was reading and observations. I was like, this totally looks like sedimentary rock, because I can usually pick that out. And I know that the Rocky Mountains in Colorado are granite, because I live in the Rocky Mountains and it's granite all around. A lot of the other information just comes from me reading stuff on the internet, and so I could be wrong. Sorry if I'm a little harebrained this morning. Some days are just like that. And I switched time zones again, and I'm going to switch time zones again today. And so like for the past week or two, I've been kind of going back and forth between Mountain and Pacific time zone. And it's only an hour difference, but man, it makes a difference in how you feel. Even though I don't have to like get up at a certain hour or be doing things at a certain time, it affects you. It's like I'm going through daylight savings time every day. It's just a little confusing to my brain. We are coming into Jasper, and we are coming in on fumes. I somehow totally just neglected to get gasoline yesterday when I drove a really long way, hoping we find a gas station pretty quick. There's a gas station up here on the other side of the street where I can't turn, but gotta drive around here a bit to actually get to the gas station. Going in circles a little bit. I'm guessing Jasper is not an inexpensive town to live in. Probably not as expensive as Banff, but it's kind of fancy. So that was like 60 bucks to fill up the tank. I'm doing my math right in my head. Hey, bud. There's the train going by. It's very loud. And I need to get on the other side of the train tracks to go anywhere. We may be sitting in this parking lot for a minute, which is okay. I'm reading about Jasper. Did a little Wikipedia-ing, and I was like, part of the town seems kind of weird, because part of the town is really fancy, and then part of the town has like all this construction and stuff going on. And that I passed a burned down gas station, and I had no idea. It was because there was a massive wildfire that came through and burned like 80,000 acres of Jasper National Park and burned about half the town. Holy crap. That's crazy. Looks like they're rebuilding and recovering, but that's half the town is missing. It also looks like, because it is a resorty town, that stuff is going to be really expensive here. My gas ended up being about $3.60 a gallon with the exchange rate. So that's not crazy. I was looking at all the restaurants because I was like, maybe I'll get a sandwich. And it's expensive here. So there's an A&W. I haven't had an A&W since I was a teenager, I think. So I'm gonna go check out the A&W. I think that will be within the budget. I'm wondering if there's a way around the train because the train has stopped. We are not getting A&W because I'm stuck on the other side of the train tracks. And I could just stop somewhere and eat food that I have in the Jeep. Which is what I should probably do. I'm still just on the outskirts of Jasper, and I totally missed a scenic turnout. So I stopped at the next one, which isn't really a scenic turnout in that it's not, I gotta walk a little bit. Lovely river view. This is what I saw from the car, and it just keeps going. All these mountains. This is all Jasper National Park. And I think this is still Jasper National Park too, but a different part than what we drove through yesterday. So the next town is called Hinton, and maybe they have a sandwich shop. Maybe not. I'm hungry and I don't want to eat the food that I have. Why don't I want to eat the food that I have? I don't know. It's just a day where I don't want to eat the food that I have. Had that yesterday too. Fluffy's passed out in the car. I am taking a quick walk to Jasper House on Lake Brule. I just saw a sign. And so I stopped, even though I'm really hungry. And I don't know if it's lunchtime anymore. I've passed the lunch. We changed time zones. So I think I'm like 2 hours past lunchtime now. 3 hours past lunchtime. I don't know. I was thinking of just stopping somewhere and making a hot dog. I think that would satisfy my lunch cravings, but I don't really want to cook. But that's what I have. Or salad. And I don't have any hot dog buns. Although I do have some bread. I don't know. I think I can hold out to the next town. I don't see a house. But beautiful views. I'm going back to the car. I need to figure out the food situation. There are sheep all over the place. I hope the GoPro's picking some of that up. It was enough to wake Fluffy Dog up from his drug-induced slumber. We have made it to Hinton, which is a couple kilometers past where I actually was planning to turn, but there's no towns for a while past that, and Hinton has no sandwich shop that I could easily see, and they don't have a Tim Hortons, but they have all the other chain restaurants, and I'm really starving, so we got McDonald's. Fluffy's happy about that. Okay, we have turned onto Highway 40, which is apparently the scenic route to Alaska. That's what they're billing it as. I mean, I really have no clue what to expect for the next 2,000 miles. It looks like we're going to be going through many, many miles of low hills and forested region. And it looks like there's a few more Rocky Mountains up here. We are stuck behind a big truck. I hate having to pass big trucks. You can't really see beyond them. And like there's a little passing zone here about to come up, but it's really small. Here we go. And we made it. Driving these long, long roads with cities that are far and few in between makes you really appreciate just how vast Canada is. It's huge. I just passed a sign that said, "Caution, caribou migration in progress." I'm gonna pee my pants if I see a caribou. Just to temper my excitement, there was another sign that said, "Report any caribou sightings," which makes me believe that they're not so common in this area. This is a very pretty area we're driving into as we're getting closer to Grand Cache or Grand Cache. I don't know. French or English pronunciation, not sure. But it's pretty. Got all the deciduous trees that are starting to bud out and snow-covered mountains in the distance. It's nice. Grand Cache looks like an adorable town, but we are 7 minutes from our campsite. I am not driving through town. I am getting to our campsite because it's 5:30 local time. I don't know what time it is in my brain because of the time zone changes, but where did this day go? It's a little crowded here. I wonder if I can get away from the crowd a little bit. I think this will work. There's a river right over there. Not that I'm going to spend a lot of time at the river, but there is a river. And yeah, I think this will work. I'm going to stay here for 2 nights because I have some editing to do, like a lot. We'll see you guys in a couple days. Good morning, little muffin. Are you ready to come out of the Jeep yet? Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah? No? Take the time you need, bud. You're a good boy. Definitely having a slow start to this morning. We are just leaving camp and it's almost 11:30. So kind of slow. It's just one of those mornings. The goal today is to get nearish Grande Prairie, which is the next kind of large city. And it's kind of a large city. It's like 80,000 people or so decent sized city. Find camping somewhere near the outskirts there and do my laundry, get some groceries, and then carry on across the Canadian wilderness. I think this part of Canada is not something I've seen in road trip videos because people skip it. I mean, they skip filming because I don't think there's going to be a whole lot between where we are now near Grand Cache and Grand Prairie, a bunch of miles north from here. Forest, I think there's gonna be a lot of forest. People kind of just go from Jasper and then they suddenly end up in Dawson Creek. But I gotta drive it and I'm bringing you guys along. So let's go to Grand Prairie. I think I can exit out this way safely. I guess I should probably put four-wheel drive on. Okay, there we go. I don't think we need the four-wheel drive. It's just bumpy. It doesn't have any traction issues. This little campground where I stayed could be a really nice place to stay. It's conveniently located to the highway and has a nice little river. But man, this is where the locals come to party. And it's been obnoxiously loud. So I would probably not choose to camp here again. I was literally just thinking in my brain that it's starting to look a little overcast and cloudy. And the rain started. I'm stuck behind a big truck, but I don't mind. The scenery is just breathtaking. Looks like a painting. I'm looking for some place to pull off so that I can show you guys. I found a place to stop. This is the Southview Provincial Recreation Area. And they have this little deck here that has a view. Let me show you. That was nice. Let's get back on the road. These hills just go on forever. And I bet in the fall, they are just teeming with all kinds of cool mushrooms. Kind of want to be here in the fall. And I'm guessing the fall color here is really dramatic. There's a lot of deciduous trees. It's beautiful now. I'm just imagining what it would look like in the fall. And the rain is starting up again. We have made it out of the woods to Grande Prairie and are looking for the laundromat. I've got the laundry going, and now we get to break into this book, which is Alaska, Yukon, British Columbia, Alberta, Northwest Territories, travel planner. See where the heck we are. All right, laundry is done. I'm missing a sock. Hopefully it'll turn up somewhere in the Jeep. It's a good sock. That is the world's largest sundial, but it's not working today. The giant sundial is at the visitor center, and I was looking to see if there was anything that I shouldn't miss while in Grand Prairie, and I'm not going to miss anything. It's just a town. We have definitely transitioned from forests to prairie. So Grand Prairie is not a misnomer. It's a big prairie here. You can't see a giant beaver on the side of the road and not stop. There's a giant beaver. We are in Beaver Lodge, and I think we're still in Alberta. I think. All right, we're headed down a little dirt road. Are you anticipating goodness? Yeah. He woke up. He woke up because we hit a dirt road. He knows that dirt roads mean good things. And hopefully this one will mean a good thing. Okay, here's a sign. So it doesn't actually say who owns it, but obviously this is some kind of public property. So looks like it's legal for camping. Oh my. There you go. Overlander for the win. This is a great camp spot. And it's right on this lake. So many birds. You're just diving on in there. This is fantastic. I was not expecting such a nice campsite. And it's early enough in the season that I don't think we're going to be bothered by mosquitoes. It's also kind of windy, so that may also inhibit some mosquitoes. But yeah, this is great. I'm gonna sit down in my chair and have a pretty healthy dinner. Fluffy is just gonna lay there like a little pancake. And it turns out there are mosquitoes happening. So I have the thermocell on. The thermocell really does a good job of keeping the mosquitoes away when they're not super thick. I mean, if it's crazy with mosquitoes outside, you need more than just the thermocell. But it works pretty good for this level of mosquitoes right now, which is mild. I'm gonna eat my dinner while looking at this beautiful lake. And then I'm going to do some editing and wait for the sun to set. I was hoping for a crazy dramatic sunset over the lake, but the clouds are really low. So there's not gonna be a crazy dramatic sunset. That's okay, that is still really beautiful. And it's 10 o'clock at night, guys, which is crazy that there's still light. Are you a good sleepy boy? Yeah, you're sleepy. Why isn't it bedtime already? It is bedtime. It's just not dark. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to follow along with us on our journey. We'll see you down the road.